You and I are made of such similar stuff. You understand. So I walked in the door and you looked up at me and you went, Jesus. And I went, Jesus.
No, you said it first.
Oh, I said it first. Okay. I walk in and I see you and I go, Jesus. And you say, Jesus. That's all I grew up hearing anybody say when they saw anybody else, good, bad, or indifferent, was Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
That was the one.
No, that can mean like, oh, Jesus, I don't like this guy. Or that can mean like, I love this guy, but I'm just not allowed to say that.
Yes. Jesus was everything. It was just Jesus.
Oh, look at this character.
Oh, God. Look at this guy. And
That's another one could go anyway. Look at this character.
I knew so many people who weren't funny, but their way of being funny was anyone would walk in the room and go, oh, Jesus, look at this guy coming in here. Look at this guy. Oh, God, now we're in for it. And you're like, well, there's no joke there. There's nothing there. And you'd be like, oh, God, Jesus. Oh, God, here comes this guy. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Oh, God.
Here comes trouble.
Here comes trouble. Look at this guy.
Hide your wallets. It's just like, it's standard. They're just lines that just fit.
Yeah.
All social. You know, in a bit like that one time, Colin Quinn, he used to do all of those social stupid things that people say.
Yep.
One of my favorite ones that he did was and you know me, like you just like the arrogant guy, and you know me, I'm not. It's like, no, I don't really know you.
I don't know you.
Yeah, like
I don't know you, and I don't care to know you.
Or you know how I am, or whatever. It's just like, yeah, I liked. Ever since he's done that bit, I kind of realized how many people do it and how self-serving it is.
Oh boy, you know me and me. Oh, don't get me started because you know me.
Yeah.
There's another thing. I knew a producer.
You know me, I don't give a fuck.
I've never met you before in my life.
That's why I'm bringing it up.
I knew a producer when I first came out to LA, one of my first jobs, and the guy didn't have a sense of humor, and he'd just be like, oh, look at this guy here. Whenever I came into a room, look at this guy. Look at this. Uh-oh, firecracker. What are you talking about? You've not described my personality in any way. I'm not a firecracker. You don't need to look out.
It was filler. It's filling the awkwardness of coming in there. He probably knows he isn't funny. He knows he isn't good at small talk. So he's just accepted it, and it's his autopilot dialogue.
But, I realized
it's like when Matthew McConaughey goes, all right. That's just him dealing with being famous and getting from the car to whatever the fuck he's going. You're like, okay. He just goes, all right. He just plows through.
I have found, and I hate to admit this, but I have found that if I quickly meet a group of people and they're like, oh, Conan, and I go, oh, hey, how you doing? If there's 4 of them, I'll say to 3 of them, nice to meet you. And then the last one, I'll be like, I don't know about this guy. Not so sure about him. And the first 3 are like, oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. And I shouldn't admit that because it works every time.
You make the escape during the laugh.
I make the escape during the laugh. That's when I get away. That's when I get in the car really quickly and I go. But if you pick one guy and you go negative hard on him for no reason, the other 3 like it.
They love it.
And I don't understand.
They have status now.
Yeah.
They have more frequent flyer miles in their conversation with you.
Yeah. They're like, oh, man, Conan really ripped Matt a new ass. So Matt? Well, what did Matt, what's...
Yeah.
I don't know about Nick.
Matt's and Coach, they got bumped up to business class.
Yeah.
They feel great. And you just kept going.
Nice meeting you guys. But Nick, I don't know about Nick. Oh, man, you should have seen him rip Nick a new asshole. He fucking tore Nick apart. Did he? All he did was say, I'm not so sure about Nick, seconds after learning he even existed.
I know. Dude, he smelled it on you.
Oh, man.
He just knew who you were.
He got you. He fucking roasted you. Yeah.
That's a very overly used word now. Roasted.
Yep.
Roasted is an art, and it's like it takes time to really roast somebody, preparation and jokes and all of that. It's just if somebody just came by and they're just shitting on you.
Yeah.
They're shitting on you, which is actually more insulting than being roasted because somebody cared enough to sit down and get some writers and pretend that they said it, right? That's how most people do it. Just shitting on somebody.
Yes.
It's just, that can just, that's just the first thing. Hey, look at your fucking shirt.
Yeah. Well, I notice this a lot too. If you look at how the media covers late night shows, I just noticed that they're always, some late night hosts will just do kind of like more or less say, Ted Cruz or somebody's, he's not my cup of tea or something. And then you'll read on one of the online things, host roasts Ted Cruz.
I hate that.
And you're like, and then you look at what he said and you go like, not really, but it's all, you got to get clickbait and it's just, and also total takedown of Trump.
But that's used straight. That it's used on animal videos too. Because I was watching one the other day.
They actually do take each other down.
No, but there was one I wanted to see something. If an orangutan had a natural predator. I don't know why I was watching every which way you can, and then I just started looking up orangutan, and I just want to see if it had a natural predator. And somebody went down this, and I forget what animal it was, but it says, it absolutely, destroys the orangutan, and nothing happened. Although there was one that said, Wolverine destroys wolf. And what really came up was the wolf came up, bit it a couple times, and then just realized it was more trouble than it was worth. But the Wolverine didn't really do anything to him other than just be a pain in the ass. Yeah. And it went away. But the title, you would have thought it was just like, oh man, this Wolverine's going to somehow this wolf's going to hang on to this Wolverine, take the punishment and kill it. Like usually.
But they got you to watch the whole video. Right. And I think that's the essence now of our discourse in the United States is everyone's roasting, taking down, and destroying someone else. And then you look at it and they're more or less just saying, I don't really agree with what he did.
Yeah.
I don't really agree with their policy.
The best is when they take, with comedians, they'll take something you said on a podcast or your material, and then they shoehorn it into their political opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they act like you said it, and they're like, wow, I never thought of it that way. It's like, no, this is how you think, and now you're trying to make it seem like I said that. And it's one of those things you can't jump in and say that's not what I meant, because then it's not worth it. It's said a lot nowadays. It's not worth it. Don't get involved. If you pay attention to it, it's strange. If you don't, the world is exactly the way it's always been.
Yeah. My advice to everyone listening is really don't pay close attention. Most problems work themselves out, not global warming, but it's too big a problem. I can't think about it. Just don't pay too close attention to what's happening in the world. That's a bad message, isn't it?
It's the only way to protect yourself. I've just gone back and I'm watching all these movies from the 70s because that was a great time for me because I was young and all. It wasn't a great time for most people, but it was a great time for me.
Right.
Where I was just a kid and I just had a paper route and I collected football cards. So I go back then, I see the cars, I see the movies, I see the price of gas, and I just sort of tune out what's going on now. It's a way to kind of combat the real bad stuff that is happening and then the Chicken Little bullshit where everything gets so blown out of proportion now just because they need people to look at what they're what they're trying to get you to click on. So I actually stumbled across some good movies. Couple ones. You know what I saw that I had never seen?
What?
Was Straight Time with Dustin Hoffman. I'd never seen that. Dude,
I don't know if I've seen
that movie.
Okay, Straight Time with Dustin Hoffman. I'm going to write that
down.
Oh
my God, is that a great movie?
I just noticed things they just looked shitty in the 70s. They just did. When I was growing up, all cops, that I would see, all the Boston cops were heavy guys that just didn't look happy or look good. And now I walk around, policemen for the most part are in very good shape.
That's
something
they probably
changed.
All have, they have Instagram pages.
Yeah.
When they're not wearing the uniform, it's like, what's up with those man tits, you fat fuck? So now everybody's getting shamed on. Dude, I'm wearing a hoodie right now because even just the weight I am right now, because we had 3 birthdays in my family this month. So I've been eating cake like almost every single night, which has been great. But, at my age, it's just over. So I put on like 10 pounds or something. So now I'm shaming myself wearing the hoodie until I get into T-shirt shape.
Here's the thing that happens to me. I see it because, during this process of like wrapping up the nightly show after all these years, I'm just constantly exposed to videotape of me over the years. And I can see, oh yeah, in COVID, I gained some weight. And what happens to me, and it's an Irish curse, is your face gets rounder and my cheekbones disappear. And I look at my face and I have such self-hatred and I'll see it and I'll go, you fat fuck.
I do it all the time.
Did you like that? Did you enjoy that food during COVID, you fat fuck? And I'm talking about myself. Yeah. Hey, you fat-faced fuck. You look like Daniel Patrick
Can't go
Moynihan.
for a walk, princess?
Yeah.
What it is, what's funny? Is we grew up in such a bullying time that their voices, they've left us decades ago, but their voice is on a loop.
Right.
Your parents, the jerk on your paper route, the bullies, all of that is like on a loop. So I'm interested to see where this new way of doing things is going to go.
What do you mean the new way?
Well, having fat people on billboards and being called heroes and stuff. They're just going the complete other direction, like where that leads.
And people calling them heroes?
Yeah.
I think people are not shaming them, but who's saying you took that burger so I could live? Who's acting like they're heroes?
You know what I mean.
Okay.
You know what I mean. You know how bad.
You know me.
You know how we got it. How bad we got it, and we were in shape. And because we were orange people, what happened to us? Like, everybody got it back in the day. And now, like, not only are you can't give anybody any shit. I mean, you're basically preventing them from getting, early onset diabetes with the fat shaming. You really are.
That's what you're doing. You're
it's not your motivation. It's just because you don't like your parents or something, so you attack the fat kid. But in a way, you're helping them out. And I don't think putting them up on the billboard, cheering them on to continue eating these Hostess cupcakes is the way to go.
First of all, I'm fucking around. You're fucking around. Okay.